I'm sure everybody been watching the pure mayhem in the markets with everything dropping. I mean, from gold to the broader markets to tech to just about everything is pulled back. But I was asked to take a look at Draftkings. Um, and so that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. I'm going to try to kick out 10 videos for the month of May, so y'all hold me accountable to that. That's my minimum target for the month. But let's go ahead and get started on the first video for this new month. Y'all know how I get down with the top-down analysis, but let's go ahead and get into it. So, DraftKings, uh, not one that I've ever traded, but I do happen to or tend to look at it here and there because I have people that pay particular attention to this one. Some of them do a little sports betting and things like that. Nothing serious, but uh, based on the monthly chart, as of right now, it looks like the price is starting to level out a bit after this just long extended drop that started last year. So the area that I would pay close attention to on this monthly chart, probably about 24-ish, 24 and a half or 25, down to this $13 range, to be honest. And it could, it could fall below this range. It could stay in this range for an extended period of time. But this is the range that I would pay attention to on this monthly time frame. And what I'm going to do is where I think, where not even where I think, but support level is right down here at 13. So I'm going to draw my monthly trend line there. And I like to do blue for my monthly levels. So let me find my blue color there. All right, so there's my monthly level. As you can see, last month for April, it bounced off of there. And so far for the month of May, DraftKings has been bullish, had a nice move today, over 9.5% to the upside. So I'd pay close attention to that. And as we continue through the month of May, look to see if this $13 level holds. If so, I'd be looking for the price to move up to 17 and maybe even up to April's open, excuse me. So pretty much, if this is the established range on the monthly chart, I probably look to play that range if I was one that tends to trade DraftKings. Again, like I said, I don't necessarily trade DraftKings. I've never traded it. I just, like I said, I was asked to take a look at this one. So like I said, it looks like price is leveling out, maybe phase one of the market cycle. So at this point, you either look for a breakdown at 13 or maybe a breakout at 25, which I don't necessarily see coming very soon. Um, I think that maybe the markets will consolidate on a month-to-month basis for a little bit before breaking out, but I could be wrong on that, and if so, I'm totally okay with that. Uh, DraftKings, I mean, it's down. Let me see. It's down quite a bit from the highs. Let's see. Um, yeah, over 80% from the highs. So definitely in deep in bear market territory here. So my guy that asked me to take a look at this one, he may be considering some shares on this one with it being so discounted or so steeply discounted. But for sure, that's what I'd be paying attention to on this monthly chart. Looks like the bearish trend has been broken so far. We got a retest for the month of May or April, I'm sorry. So look to see if the price continues to stay above that level. Not saying that that's what's going to happen, but just saying, be watching. This is an area of interest that I will watch as well. So far, some buying off that $13 level as well. So what tends to happen after a break of when a bearish or bullish trend line is breached, the price will consolidate out of there. So um, anything can happen, but this is typical price action here. So let's move on to the weekly chart and see if there's any sort of development there. So far, a possible reversal pattern here on the weekly chart. Looks like they're reporting earnings. Okay, so earnings this week. If I were looking to trade this one, probably, like I said, based on, the monthly chart, maybe it makes a move for 17, 18, maybe even toward 20, but I would say at least toward that $17 area, between 16 and $18 area this week, possibly, especially if the broader markets continue to be bullish as they did today. Uh, the markets have been just selling off for weeks and weeks and weeks. So it's only right that we see some of that selling kind of taper off and level out, and maybe get some relief rallies in the process. But keep in mind that FOMC is on Wednesday, so that's going to be important and could have a potential impact that would impact the entire market. If there's bearishness on that front, that I think that 17 to $18 move this week would probably be nullified at that point. But so far, um, what I'm seeing based on the monthly and the weekly price action, looking like we'll get a bullish week on DraftKings. Of course, again, um, any sort of fundamental news that comes out in the headlines could change that story or could support that hypothesis. But as of right now, just based on pure price action, um, would anticipate a run towards $17 for DraftKings as we head toward earnings on the 6th. Um, let's see. Same thing with the weekly. You could possibly play this range between the $13 to $25 area, and maybe even the midpoint between those, which is about $18 to $19. So let's take a look at the daily chart. And what I like to look at on the daily chart is where the price is trading in relation to some specific moving averages. And right now, that 50-day moving average is sitting just below $18. So again, kind of supporting my hypothesis that maybe DraftKings makes a run for that $17 area before earnings. So looking like the price is kind of leveling out on the daily chart as well, and maybe it's forming like a little bowl or cup type situation here, like just a little rounded bottom type situation over the next few days. Um, I'm not sure how they tend to do, heading into earnings, like inside 5 days. But I may keep an eye on it just to see, just for observational purposes. But again, daily chart is kind of supporting the hypothesis that again, this makes a move for the 16 to $18 range at a minimum, heading into earnings on the 6th. Um, let's see. Would watch for a continuation, a confirmation candle on tomorrow, which would mean that tomorrow would have to be bullish in order to confirm a reversal from today's price action. Um, I'm gonna see if I see anything on the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart, the price is breaching that 50 period moving average on the 4-hour chart. So maybe we get a retest in the low to mid 14s, maybe, or maybe it just keeps going. And the 200 on the 4-hour is just below the 50-day moving average. So, making this area an even more significant area of interest, in my opinion. Notice that, price is in phase one on a micro scale on this 4-hour chart. And we got what appears to be a breakout happening here on the 4-hour chart. So I would watch um, the upper range of this upper area of this range here. So which is right around like 1476 ish, somewhere in there. Maybe even on down to about 1445 or low 14s. And if price gets bought up there, and manages to close above, I think above maybe 15, then it probably, in my opinion, it confirms transition to phase two of the market cycle for this one on a micro scale now. Doesn't mean anything has changed or technically on the higher time frames. But again, just a potential scenario that would support the hypothesis that the price is going to make a run for the 16 to $18 area on the uh, heading into earnings. So as you can see, it's got some static in that area on the 4-hour chart, and on over the past 20 days or so, when it gets inside that area, it just kind of chops around for a bit before it finds its footing and gains some direction. So that's pretty much it with DraftKings, in my opinion. Of course, I like to try to be as non-biased as possible, but price failing to close above this about 1480s area kind of just nullifies or disqualifies that hypothesis that the price runs to 16 to $18 over the next few days. So definitely be watching those key areas. If the price rejects that $16 area, I can see it falling back under $15. So that would be a potential play there as well. Um, um, Going back to the daily chart again, same. It's pretty much the same thing with the 4-hour chart. If we don't get that confirmation candle, and the price fails to close above this 1480s level, then in my opinion, that, like I said, that 16 to 18 is nullified. But again, be very mindful of the Federal Open Market Committee meeting on Wednesday, as no ticker is safe from this potential reaction to whatever JP has to say. But catch you guys in the next video. Again, if you have any questions, comments, leave them in the comment section. Be sure to check out my latest course that I did with By the Hood last month. Guide Charts and So Shall You, or aka Charts and Price Action. You can go to chartsandpriceaction.com or guidechartsandsoshallyou.com. Got a couple of classes over there teaching the basics of price action, and some other things as well, including some insights that I've gathered over the years of watching the markets day in and day out. So be sure to check that out. If you have any questions about any of my other offerings, feel free to message me. I'll leave all my information in the description box, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.